Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It All Starts With a Wish podcast. My name is Rachel.
And I'm Mark. So, before we get into today's topic, which I'm already crying from reading some of these things, was, when this posts, a pretty big weekend that this is posting after. Mm-hmm. It was our 5th anniversary.
Wedding anniversary. You should... Anniversary of what?
5th wedding anniversary. Gosh, you know what? Good feelings gone. You know, I'm not going to talk about it.
No, 5th, that's a long time.
I mean, it's not that long.
It feels like it was just yesterday.
It does feel like it was just yesterday, but happy anniversary, honey.
Happy anniversary.
I love you.
Oh, that was really cute. Okay.
And
Anyways.
I know sometimes we joke and we argue and bicker back and forth for the sake of the podcast, which sometimes is real, sometimes it's a joke. But I do love you, so very happy that you're my wife.
Oh, I love you too.
My crazy Disney wife.
Yeah. Never thought that you were the one begging me at first.
How things have changed.
All right.
I'm just joking. Anyways, so happy anniversary, honey. Also, big news this week is Halloween. Happy
Yay,
Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween.
One of my least favorite holidays, but that's okay. For those of you who like extorting candy from adults, have
Who
fun.
doesn't?
Trick or treat.
It's amazing.
I do have our last of our Halloween dad jokes, though, to get us started. Are you ready?
Thank goodness. I'm ready.
What dance do cheesemakers do at Halloween?
Cheese makers.
The Munster Mash.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, that was
That's a good one.
At least you saved the best for last.
The Munster Mash. It was a really cheese flash at the...
No, you're ruining it. You could be the narrator, though. You had
Don't
a pretty
I?
good impersonator of
That was
that
pretty
song.
good, wasn't it?
Yeah. All
He
right.
did the mash. He did the Munster Mash. You got to be the backup singer.
No, I don't want...
the mash.
No, I don't want to do that right now.
It was a really big flash.
Okay, also in Disney news today, literally the day... Stop.
Mash. Did the Monster Mash.
Stop. Is it out of your system?
No. Continue.
We'll make it out of your system. Today, the day...
the mash.
So annoying.
You love me.
Anyways, so this past week was a pretty big day for booking.
Wednesday, October 23rd.
Was when it happened. Yep. Disney released November and December of 2025 to be able to book. Woohoo! So,
As our son likes to say, woohoo!
woohoo! So get planning all of those Christmas Disney vacations now before things start to fill up, because it's very, very busy.
Yes,
that
and
time
we're
of
all
year.
looking forward to this year's Christmas. But if you
Yes.
are not planning a trip for this year and you want to
need to
go
plan
next
ahead.
year, now's the time to start planning. So
Sure is.
you already have booked a few trips for folks, right?
Yeah.
2? Mm-hmm. 1, 2.
2.
2?
Well, yeah. 2. For that time of year, yes.
Yeah.
Others for 2025, but yes, for
2 that just in this
for
new
December
open
of Christmas.
window.
Yeah. 2.
But if you want to go see the beauty and wonder that is Walt Disney World next Christmas in 2025, book now, Armel at MickeyTravels.com. Anyways, today I wanted to do something fun, just because, I don't know, something different. Break it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Last episode, we were kind of Debbie Downers. Rachel wasn't
I was
feeling
Debbie
good.
Downer.
Rachel wasn't feeling good. She was kind of like, meh, the whole time.
A little pessimistic.
You know, it always happens that when one of us has a bad day and is doing the recording and is kind of like, meh. I think your coffee one was one where I was just like...
Yeah. You were not having it that day.
I was not feeling well. I was not...
You're not into it.
I was not into it. Those are some of the episodes that do the best for whatever reason. And it's
Hey.
this is not good content, people. And yet, those are the ones...
You know what? It doesn't matter. Honestly, in my social media journey with everything that I do for Mickey Travels and, being a not influencer, because I'm not, but learning all that stuff, honestly, it's some of the stuff that you don't think anybody is going to like that like goes viral.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know why. And then the one you put a lot of thought and effort and you spend hours on perfecting the caption of it and everything is just great.
Nothing.
You get like 10 likes.
Yeah. It's about
And
right.
you're like, what? I don't understand. But you know what?
It's not for us to understand.
No, it's
for
not. It's not. It's
the,
just
the realm of the ether that is
cloud.
the weirdness of social media to understand. None of us will ever truly understand whatever is
algorithm.
happening with
Is
social
there even
media.
an algorithm? I don't think there is,
You know what? It's
honestly.
conspiracy theory, okay?
Oh.
It's the Illuminati. The Illuminati came up with this word algorithm to take us all off of the realities behind
All
these
off the
things.
trail.
They did. It's
Okay.
true. Anyways, I was like, you know what? Let's do something fun because we were pretty Debbie Downers about the Premier Pass, Lightning Lane, whatever the heck they're calling it, because it's extremely expensive and a rare L for Walt Disney World, I believe. So I was like, let's do something that's kind of more fun, upbeat, and light. And that brought me down the rabbit hole that is Reddit.
Uh-oh.
Reddit is a scary place. But
It really, really is.
it can also be a very funny place. And so I just typed in, some like crazy stories that people have put on Reddit about Walt Disney World to just see what would come up. And there were some good ones here. And I think that they give us some societal issues that we can provide commentary on, perhaps.
Oh.
So there's layers to these, but we're going to go through, we're going to read some of these stories that are on Reddit, and we're going to provide our commentary on it. So,
Here we go.
let's get started with the first one. I'll start, this person says. This is the first comment on this thread.
Okay. And Mark has read these. I have not.
I've not read all of them,
Well, not all of
but
them,
I've read
but-
most of them.
He wanted to make sure everything was family friendly, so.
I'll start.
Okay.
I saw a grown man in the pandemic times, 2021, squat down like a primate and eat the stray pieces of popcorn that had fallen out of his popcorn container.
No.
It wasn't a bucket. It was just one of those normal, like
Yeah, like the
paper
paper.
containers off of the ground. Like a primate.
Okay, listen. I get that snacks and popcorn are expensive, but this is just not necessary.
Nothing is that expensive.
So did he do it with like just his mouth?
I have no idea if he used his mouth, if he just
Just
squatted.
picked him up with his hands.
Saying like a primate.
Yeah, so I'm
squatted.
thinking he like picked him up with his hands.
Probably.
Oh no.
a
That's
lot of people
dirty
walk on
ground.
on that ground a day.
Well, you don't say.
Literally thousands of people a day. It's a lot of shoes and flip-flops and stinky,
Feet.
smelly feet that have like probably stepped in dog poop at one point. Like,
Yeah. You know what? This is giving me vibes of
This-
like the people of Walmart,
yeah.
like the people of Disney World.
Yeah. This
Type of
truly,
thing.
though, like, gives me pause when I go to Disney. And oftentimes, folks, I get made fun of by someone who may or may not also participate in this podcast for, how shall I say,
People watching? Oh.
for being what some may classify
germaphobe?
as a germaphobe and overly cautious with everything that I do while in Walt Disney World. And
Yeah,
will
you should have seen
literally-
it when we did go in 2021. It was not a pretty sight.
Listen,
Our hands were going to
hand
fall off from hand
sanitizer.
sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer is a must, okay? If you have people behaving like that in public when they're not behind a closed door, what do you think they do in the bathroom? What do you think they do in the bathroom? Do you think that hands are being washed after they go to the bathroom?
If they're eating popcorn off of a theme park road? I don't know.
No. I bet you they're not. I bet you they're doing other disgusting things in the bathroom, too, with their hands. That then they're proceeding to touch everything that you touch, including the rides that you ride on, and everything else.
I know, but I think...
And there's nothing
That's-
worse than being sick in Walt Disney World.
No, that's true.
So, listen,
Getting sick there.
next time, I'm like, before we touch food to put in our mouths, and I'm like, no, put hand sanitizer on.
This is why I have a great immune system.
This is why. No. No, this is not.
I was fine.
That's disgusting.
I've been fine my whole
humanity is disgusting. And when
Wow.
you're dealing with humanity and people acting like that, you
All right, well,
better
move on.
believe I'm washing my hands every chance I get.
Well,
Especially after I get off of rides or after I touch anything that is a public thing. I.e. handrails, counters. This is why I wipe the tables down too, even though it may have been wiped down. You give it a good wipe.
okay.
Right? If you have kids, get placemats. Okay, get the nice
That's
throwaway
one of the things
disposable
that
placemats.
we need to get for next time, for sure. Is the disposable ones that just stick. And
Then you
can
don't
just
got to
rip them
worry
off.
about it.
We should
Then you
even
don't
get
got to
those
worry
now
about your
for
kid
restaurants.
eating off of like chemicals that they've used to clean the table, and also not eating off of what disgusting person.
And our
that
son
picked
has
popcorn.
allergies, so if there was anything touching the tables before that too. Anyways, next one.
This one's just kind of like bizarre.
Bizarre.
I saw a woman once serve her husband divorce papers in Epcot during the Flower and Garden Festival. It was outside of the Italy booth at one of their cocktail tables. There was lots of shouting involved. The woman went into pretty serious detail about her, I'm assuming now ex-husband's, extramarital affairs, and how she was just done with the relationship. Absolutely wild. That was in the post.
But like,
Absolutely wild.
why Epcot? Why Italy? Why there? Why do you just have divorce papers with you? Like, if she was just like done and she just like that was it, like that was the last straw. She just happened to have the divorce papers with her. Just in case this might be the last straw, I'm just going to bring these with me on vacation. Like, you couldn't have just waited? That's weird. Next.
So, on that line, and I think I'm bringing these up to remind people that, like, your actions
one else
do
wants
have,
to
like,
listen to
consequences
you
for everybody
screaming
else.
about that.
Someone replied to that thread, OMG, I was going to post an incredibly similar story, except that ours was a couple outside of the Mexico restaurant in Disney Springs. Their young son was with them, and they were trying to get him to choose one of them. He was sobbing, mom was screaming, it was ugly. And so, can I get on my soapbox here for a moment?
No, you said this was going to be a fun episode.
Well,
Don't make it all serious.
I'm not going to make it all serious, but I think part of this episode was our commentary on things.
I know, I understand, but that's not fun commentary.
If you cannot act like civilized human beings, if you hate your spouse that much, if you are going to traumatize your children by an experience, what the heck are you doing in Disney World? Maybe some people should call someone called a therapist and try to figure out themselves before they screw up the next generation of people to inhabit this earth. Maybe, just maybe.
Maybe.
And
or maybe they're trying to go to Disney to make things magical
if you're
again.
gonna screw it up for your children, don't do it in the happiest place on earth.
I know. Think about that. Now that kid is always going to go to Disney Springs
And remember
be
that.
triggered.
Yes. Like, you idiots. Complete
Terrible. Next, I want a
jerks.
funny one. Not a.
But like these
jerk
people who get
one.
into fights in Disney and act like
Yeah.
idiots. Idiots. That's what they are. They're idiots.
Okay.
Take your idiocracy somewhere else.
Okay.
Not in my Walt Disney World.
Okay.
Moving on.
on.
First time ever in Disney in 2015 with my wife and 2 kids.
Okay.
We're in line at Hollywood Studios for autographs from the Green Army Men at Toy Story Land. Older lady in a wheelchair is getting something signed, and there are 3 small kids and their parents behind her. She gets done and backs up really fast. This is awful. I shouldn't laugh.
Gosh.
And literally runs over one of the kids. They are screaming. Wheelchair lady freaks out and tries to zoom away, but turns her chair and runs over another kid. Finally gets free of the skin and bones of these once happy children and just zooms away like she had just robbed a bank. I can't. It's the way people write this stuff.
Wait, are these her
The
children?
Army,
Like,
no!
Oh, these are...
The
Oh,
Army...
jeez.
The army man and I lock eyes for a brief moment, and we both shared a WTF did I just watch moment. Everyone is okay, besides scrapes and bruises, but I never expected to go to the most magical place on earth and watch an old lady in a wheelchair. This is the best part. Monster truck her way over small children.
I thought you were going to say he was like signing something like inappropriate or
Monster
something like that. I did not
her
expect.
way over small children. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, God. The moral of the story here, folks, is be careful of people in the wheelchairs.
Honestly,
and the
though,
wheelchairs.
but really, strollers are dangerous, and I have to say, I've hit people not meaning to. I really don't mean to. It's just spatial awareness, and honestly, there's not a lot of space when you're in those places, so I do my best to not hit people, but there are some people who just really don't care, and they use that stroller as a plow to just move people out of the way.
9 out of 10 times, it's like a grandparent who can't control it and probably should not be driving that vehicle because, like, it's grandma.
No, but I'm not even talking about, like,
it's grandma
like the
and
scooters.
grandma can't
I'm talking
control
about just
the
regular
scooter.
strollers. People use.
Oh, but
them
I'm talking
to,
about the electric. I think that the electronic scooters are some of the most dangerous things that you will combat in Walt Disney World. The chances of you getting your foot run over or getting, like, heel hit
Clipped.
in the back and, like, turning into Achilles and getting your Achilles tendon taken
moral
out.
of the story is if you're driving a scooter, please do
Take
not
some
perform
lessons.
please do not perform a hit and run. That's just not okay.
You do not.
I mean, it seemed like she was
do
trying
not
to
pull
like
a
get out of there,
monster
but
truck
also
her
like,
way over small children.
but like also like, why are the kids still standing there? If one gets run over, like, why are they still like standing there? Move out of the way. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'd probably be yelling at the old lady too. Or I don't know, I'd be so stunned I wouldn't even know what to say. If she hit my kid, I'd just be like, I'm stunned. I just don't know what to say.
Anyways,
Next.
be careful for the strollers and the electronic
And the
scooters
scooters.
especially. Saw a kid who couldn't be older than 10 in World Showcase, that's at Epcot,
Yeah.
for those of you not familiar, turn around and yell, F you, Dad, while shooting him double birds, and then turns around and runs away. It was incredible.
Why? A lot of this is like Hollywood Studios and Epcot.
Oh, the
Just,
next one's from Epcot, too.
See,
Anyways.
it's all the alcohol. Maybe not from the kids, but
Kids are going to misbehave in
Yeah.
Walt Disney World. You're going to see tantrums. You're going to
Oh,
see
yeah.
breakdowns and stuff like that. And I think that the most important thing to keep in mind is you are going to get what you push in some ways.
yeah, don't push the kids to the breaking point. Like, if they need a break, they need a nap, they need food. Don't forget to, like, eat and have snacks and hydrate and all of that fun stuff. And that if they're not getting some of those basic needs, just like in life, not even just in Walt Disney World, you know, they're gonna have a hard time. So don't push past, you know, if you're having a good time and it seems like we might be getting a little tired, just go back. Just take a break. Don't push it, because then people's tempers kind of go off the rails, and then that's no fun.
There's a lot of bathroom things on here, which, again,
Yeah.
does not give me any hope. This one is disgusting.
I don't want to hear a gross one.
Epcot Morocco bathroom. Observed under the bathroom stall. Now, why this person was looking underneath the bathroom stall?
Okay, pause.
Unclear.
First, why are you looking?
I don't know, but
Does someone at least comment back and said, why were you looking?
person fully and completely SHIT themselves. Absolutely wrecked underwear just sitting on the floor.
Oh, so it's probably they were just sitting there.
Then
and
I
it was-
saw them pick up their soiled undies, their feet turned around to face the toilet, and they faced the toilet for a good 4 to 6 flushes. I thought, darn, they flushed the underwear down the toilet. Nope, they were
washed
doing
it.
laundry.
Oh my god.
Watch the now cleanish underwear placed on the floor for a bit, then put back on. I have no poker face, so I hid in my stall, texting my sister until the person left the bathroom. The best part about this is someone commented, "This one made me physically recoil."
You know, I'll just never understand. I first of all, I don't know what I would do in that situation. What do? I don't know. I would probably call you and tell you that just don't wear underwear. Just don't flush it down the toilet, first of all, because that's just gonna not work. Like, just wrap it in, like, some toilet paper or something, throw it away. They're always changing the bathrooms in there, and then just go commando. Like, I don't, like, why? Then you put on wet underwear?
I don't know. People are disgusting. This is why I wash my hands.
That just makes zero sense to me why someone would do that.
Next one.
Anyways.
We were at Hollywood Studios somewhere, waiting in a line to get a picture with Mickey.
Okay.
Even though we're adults, we took our 70-year-old mother that visited, and she wanted a picture with all her kids with Mickey.
Okay.
People on Reddit can't, write.
No.
Grammar is not a thing for most of these people.
Well, they're probably just, typing it out really
Forgive
fast,
me.
too. So.
As we're waiting... Oh, they actually used the comma properly in that. As we're waiting,
comma.
There was a Downs kid that was up ahead of us, and it was his turn. He was so excited that when he got up to the Mickey character, his excitement came out as punches. He started wailing on Mickey.
Oh, no!
The entire crowd gasped in horror as the person in the as Mickey just tucked in and protected his face with his arms and just took it. The kid's parents were mortified. They immediately jumped on the kid and started to contain him. We're in the process of dragging him away as the kid then started crying. Aww. And this is the amazing part. Mickey, without speaking a word, gently stopped the parents, started pantomiming that he was sad and hurt, which completely hypnotized the kid and drew him in. The kid stopped crying and went slowly over to Mickey. He then gently pet Mickey's face like the kid is now completely trying to comfort Mickey instead. Then, Mickey acted relieved and happy, and then they hugged a lot and took their family pictures. The entire crowd of adults and children in line were transfixed. We were all crying when Mickey won the kid over, like we were watching The Fox and the Hound or something. It felt like a scene from a movie. As the kid left, holding both his parents' hands, the crowd clapped in joy, which made that kid beam with more joy than you see in most children, and so much relief on his parents' face. I still can't believe we all clapped like he had rescued Mickey. And to this day, I am amazed that Mickey had turned a bad situation into an amazing piece of theater, all to make one kid happy and his parents happy without ever speaking a word. Aww. Truly amazing.
I mean, I think this just goes to show of I work with kids with disabilities similar to this, and it really just shows that there's actually tons and tons and tons of a variety of disabilities and how different characters have touched, different kids. I've seen a lot of them even who are deaf and they know sign, like the princesses can sign, and Mickey and all that kind of stuff, and just they're just like, what? Like, they understand me. And I just think it's just so important to remember that the cast members do love what they do, and it really is, they're ready for anything, even if they're not, like they are. So just be nice to cast members. We say it all the time, but it really is. I think that especially the actors who do any of the characters or shows or any of the extras that walk around with the characters, all of those people really do put in the time and effort to learn about different people with different disabilities and give them access to that, which is just really amazing, that I don't think you find at most other amusement parks. So, I mean, there's all kinds of cute stories like that. I mean, he shouldn't have been beating on him. I mean, but again, I don't think it was meant, as the author wrote, I don't think it was meant as like an anger thing. It was like an excitement thing, but obviously when you start to see that, you probably are like, oh no, I don't want to get punched. But that's really sweet. Good on Mickey. Mickey knows what to do.
And the cast members are amazing, to Rachel's point. So always thank a cast member. You can always go on and file a cast member compliment too, right on the Disney Experience
if I was
app.
those parents, I would do that. I'd be like, I don't know.
I'd probably do more than that.
Yeah,
honestly.
I would have to, I don't know.
That is
call Mickey himself.
An amazing story, so not as funny as not funny at all. Not funny like the monster truck lady, but
what a sweet one. An oh no moment turned
Exactly. My young son got sick and puked in line for Be Our Guest. We got him out of there and into the fresh air. Seemingly out of nowhere, 3 park employees, cast members, converged on us, making sure he was okay. They gave us a voucher for a free t-shirt at the gift shop. We went to one on our way out on Main Street. Since it was our last day, we also picked up a few souvenirs. When we went to check out and presented the voucher for the t-shirt, the cashier gave everything we picked out for free, not just the t-shirt. Years later, a teacher I worked with, who had previously worked at Walt Disney World, told me we had received a magical moment, where park employees do something really nice for a patron. This is the kind of stuff that makes Walt Disney World so great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, comes down to the cast members doing amazing things to make sure that you have a magical stay.
These have kind of gotten more sentimental than funny.
Yeah, there's a little bit of everything. There's also very, disturbing things, too, so.
No, I don't want to hear disturbing.
So, not necessarily funny, but more like WTF people. Saw a guy vomit and pass out at Epcot once while his frat bros cheered and laughed around him. I believe they were all escorted out of the park after that incident.
Yeah,
also, saw a woman flash her boobs at Flynn Rider during the Festival of Fantasy Parade. I believe she was also escorted out as well.
Who
could you imagine
does that?
Flashing Flynn Rider?
No. Magic Kingdom is
already
a dry park.
He's already wrapped up in the hair. Why would you fly?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, sorry. Wait, is it too soon? Too soon. Way back around 1990 at Epcot, I kept seeing a man gleefully throwing fake bugs into attractions and fountains.
Fake bugs?
My clearest memory is of a giant rubber cockroach flying into the gleaming white futuristic kitchen in Horizons. But there were also incidents involving plastic ants. Later that day, I saw the same man order one of those big beers at Oktoberfest restaurant in Germany. A woman from another group sneered at this and loudly remarked to her family, "That man is going to get so drunk." The man made eye contact with her, then chugged the entire beer and ordered another. He did not get visibly drunk, but he did flip a few plastic ants her way when she wasn't looking. That man was my father. The best part about that
was my father.
Yes, that's great.
I
don't know why he was throwing plastic
third person
things,
like that. Yeah, what?
I saw a bear chase a butterfly at Epcot. The bear even had a net. That was pretty wild.
That was Winnie the Pooh.
It was Winnie the Pooh.
Man, Winnie the Pooh is always out there catching butterflies. Come on. That reminds me of when there was an actual bear in Walt Disney World, and then people used the, "Oh no, a bear," and it was the Country Bear Jamboree bears that were out there, but there was an actual bear. But
there was
wild.
Pretty wild. Someone replied to that. I might have witnessed something similar. That lawn needs constant maintenance back there. There's always some poo on the lawn.
I can't. That was a dad joke that someone added in there.
For those of you not familiar, occasionally, especially during the Flower and Garden Festival, you can see Winnie the Pooh out chasing butterflies with a butterfly net.
He's so cute.
Over on the grassy area near the Figment
Yeah. Ride. In between, like, the Land Pavilion and Figment.
Walking around the Polynesian at night, you realize how many people close just their sheer curtains.
Oh, no.
I've seen one too many naked dads fresh out of the shower. Make sure you close your blackout curtains, people. That's good advice. Make sure you close your blackout curtains, people.
You know what? I feel like this is, like, something that, like, you hone in on way more than I do, which is probably a good thing, because I feel like at many hotels, you're like, close the blinds first. And I don't even think of it. So I'm with the people who don't do that. I don't think about it.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure you close those
I think
curtains.
it's also because, like, when... It depends on the view of the room, right? Like, obviously, if people are right outside the room, then, like, that's different. But I think people, once they're on, like, higher floors, think that they still can't be seen. You know? And it's like, just because you're a little higher... doesn't mean that people walking by can still see you.
People can still see stuff, so close those blackout curtains, people. Nobody wants to see that on their family
Even
vacation.
The silhouette.
Nothing ruins the family vacation like seeing a dad without his clothes on. Well, depending on who you like. And
oh my god!
Saw a guy who had one too many adult beverages in World Showcase try to slide.
Always World Showcase.
Try to slide because people get.
I know. I'm just
face than World Showcase.
All right, what did he do?
Saw a guy who had too many adult beverages in World Showcase try to slide along the bridge railing while screaming, "Let's go Mets!" First of all, that's his first mistake, rooting for the Mets.
First of all, on the bridge, like the bridge between France and England,
he didn't do so well, and he fell backwards into the stream where the friendship boats go.
Oh.
My mom and I were dying of laughter, and the friend he was with didn't know what to do. And he was also pissed that his friend had spilled his $15 beer.
Okay, well, first of all, they're done at Walt Disney World.
Probably.
And there's gators and snakes and other things in those waters. So, even though it's Disney World, I wouldn't...
Yeah. Well, hey, you know.
Oh, well.
In Magic Kingdom, I saw a man on a disability scooter with his top off. It's an interesting way for describing a man. He didn't have his shirt on. Usually you hear that with women.
Top off,
anyways, he smeared ice cream all over his stomach and chest. Then, the mad thing is...
That wasn't crazy enough, right?
The mad thing is... What looked like his wife handed him his t-shirt back. He put it on and they went on their merry way. So he smeared ice cream all over his stomach. I guess it was to cool himself down. Why would you waste an ice cream cone on that?
Then you put your shirt back on and you were like,
that's sticky. Oh, God. Why would you eat your ice cream?
I don't know, man. Oh, no.
I don't think I can read this one. I don't think I can read it.
Can I read it?
No,
I want to read it.
This might get flagged for, like, inappropriate content.
Well, then don't read it.
Well, no, people gotta know.
Well...
I'll change some words.
Use code words.
What looked and sounded like some enthusiastic love...
Uh-huh.
by a fully nude couple on their balcony at the Contemporary. Oh. On their balcony.
Maybe it was their honeymoon.
For the love of God, at least leave your socks on, people. Is there no decency left in one of the comments?
I can't. I want something like this, not that particularly, but like I want something really strange and odd to happen to us on a vacation. I feel like we never see anything that's like weird. You know who always sees and has weird encounters is my sister. So we should go with her more often. She's coming with us next time, and she's staying with us, which means there's a higher chance of something weird happening.
It's always a dangerous thing with
It
your sister.
is. I don't know why. Weird things just follow her, and it only happens to her. Like, if I went and did something, like went to the store, nothing would happen to me. She goes, she has this, like, really bizarre encounter with, like, a person, and then sees this other weird thing, and it's just like, only her. I don't understand.
Perhaps this is a good one to end on as a final comment here. I quote,
Oh, gosh.
this was from somebody.
Okay.
Someday, Jesus is going to take me to heaven, and you're going to have to do things for yourself. End quote. Shouted by a very aggravated woman to her husband.
What? Okay. I mean, someday. I'm sure there are all kinds of, like, weird family things that have happened or that you've overheard people say. I personally like listening to some of the family tea that goes on.
Yes.
When you're online.
You can get some really interesting stories just by listening to other
It's
people
like,
while you're...
interesting. And then I feel invested. Like, I have to, like, I don't even want to get on the ride now. I have to, like, they have to finish their story. I need to know what happened.
I'm sorry. I know I said that was the last one.
Oh, my gosh.
This next one's pretty good, too. We were all in line for Darth Vader when all of a sudden a guy on a motor cart, again, it's the scooters, comes careening towards the line, completely out of control. He plows into a guy who was facing the other way and didn't see this massive projectile coming. It's the way people write this.
Yeah.
That's really good. The cart guy was spazzing, flipping all the switches on the cart, trying to get it shut off. And the victim was like, "What the hell?" And the cart guy was like, "I'm so sorry." And the rest of us are just standing there dumbfounded watching this unfold. Cart guy's wife rolls up in her own cart and was like, "What did you do?" The end.
That's it.
I'm just imagining, like,
That's
this
the
old
whole
lady,
story.
like, coming up and being like, "Jim, what'd you do this time, Jim?
Yeah.
Jeez, can't you figure out anything, Jim?" Anyways.
I don't know. I think we've had our share of those. Not we, but we've heard our share of those arguments with people in your family.
Sure have. Anyways. Well, folks, this is a very different episode for us. Not what we usually do. Usually very, information-based and stuff like that. So this is just kind of a silly episode. I don't know if you like it or not. Let us know if you do like it. We can do more of these types of episodes where we're just silly and, like, talk about ridiculous things that people say on Reddit. Or... we'll get back to our normal episodes where we actually give you, like, good tips and tricks for your family's visit to Walt Disney World. I promise next week we'll be back on track with that. Anyways, if you do have any questions and would like to chat with us, you can always send us an email at startswithawish.podcast@gmail.com. Follow us on our social media accounts, and if you are looking to book your vacation, whether it is next November or December of 2025 or sooner,
Anytime in 2025 or even the end of this year,
you send Rachel an email at rmello@mickeystravels.com. And if you know somebody who is going to Disney, if it's not you, which is
military
sad,
rates also dropped for next year too. So.
Oh, that's cool. So if you know anybody who was in the military or is in the
Active
military,
disabled or retired,
you let them know, and Rachel can also help them out too. So even if you're not going to Disney, which is sad for you because we are, but if you're not and you know somebody who is going to Disney, make sure that they reach out to Rachel at rmello@mickeystravels.com. And remember, folks, it all starts with a wish. We'll see you real soon.
bye.